So let's start the webinar. So very warm welcome to all of you. In today's webinar, we'll be covering how to generate custom MIS and reporting from Tally, and we'll be also covering some of the standard reports which are there available in Tally. So I'll just take you through these aspects of Tally reporting. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going through this presentation which I have for you on the screen, and we'll be switching between the live screens and showing you how stuff works as we go along. So before we start about the reporting, just a quick introduction to Easy Reports. So we are more than a decade old, and initially we had started off with the concept of reporting for Tally, because while working as consultants on ERP implementations and various advisory projects, we found that Tally is a great software, but people need more of MIS automation. So we built this tool initially for Tally, but then we've expanded to other areas of Tally. So today, if you see our client list, we've got a number of clients on Tally, as well as a number of companies we work with ERPs or with assignments other than Tally. So like we are working with number of bottlers of Coca-Cola India, and these are all on Microsoft ERP. Most of the logos you see here are Tally logos. So some of the big names you can see here who we've helped with Tally reporting, Tally integration, and some of the awards which we've recently won for our tool. So those are also listed below. Now, what sets Easy Reports apart from standard report customization is we've got a lot of ready-made MIS, and over the last 10 years, we have a lot of experience in generating custom MIS. So we work with a lot of businesses, different types of businesses, and all that knowledge and those standard reports we can use to deliver reporting to you. Now, when you see the demo of reports, you will understand that every report can be customized by yourself. So you don't need to come back to your IT team or to us and tell us to customize. Everywhere you can use drag and drop filters. You can save those definitions yourself. And the whole idea is, of course, timely information, and it's easy to use. That has been the mantra behind Easy Reports. So we call it the right approach, RITE. Now, there are different kind of reports, and again, I'll be covering this when we do the actual product demo. And each report type has a different purpose, so we'll be covering that as well. We also have dashboards. So dashboards are more interactive, kind of display of information where you can drill down, you can click to filter, right? You can have multiple tabs, you can have multiple information on one screen. So typically, you don't want to open multiple reports, hunt for information. So let's say I'm looking at a product, and then for that product, I want to see who are the customers I've sold to. So the moment I click on that product, the information can be filtered on the dashboard for that product, and you can get a list of all the customers. So these are all configurable, and you can actually design your own dashboards as well. So there's a drag and drop designer available. Now, some of the things which I would like to talk about here, one is security. So Easy Reports as a tool gets installed on your customer's infrastructure for the benefit of some partners who have joined. So none of the data actually goes outside the client computing environment. Now, this installation may be on the cloud server, so the client's cloud server, or it can be on their on-premise server. We've got both type of deployments, but the key point to note is the data never flows out. So from that perspective, data security is completely ensured vis-a-vis some of the other tools which are there, which actually take the Tally data to their own computing infrastructure. So your data security is actually compromised there. We've got Excel integration, desktop, web, and mobile viewers. There is a report scheduler, which I'll show you, through which you can automatically schedule reports. So we've taken reporting automation to the next level, where we are talking about not even having to execute the report. The engine will automatically execute and mail you the report. So let's say you've got a sales team and they need the customer outstanding report on a weekly basis. So you don't have to generate the report and send it out. You can just configure this as auto emailing schedule with the required filters, and it'll automatically go out. Now, as far as the standard reporting is concerned, we cover almost all areas of Tally, and we've got reports available around that. So with this, let me show you what the tool looks like. So this is the tool, and this ST, what you see. So let me just switch off this. Yes. So these ST are basically the standard Tally reports, what we've got. So we are covering almost all areas of Tally, and then within this, you've got different reports. And then within the report, you've got different layouts. Now, these layouts are important because when I talk about customization of reports by yourself, you can actually run a report and customize it yourself. So let's do that for a particular report. And let's take a sales report. Right. So the sales detailed analysis has got a number of layouts. Let me start with the party item summary. So I've got a party item summary, but let's say the management wants to view this on a quarterly basis. So I select that layout, I execute the report. I had some parameters which were coming in. And let's say they are only interested in the amount. So I can drag and drop and remove the fields. I've got my party item summary. Now I wanted to view it quarterly. So I can take the date field and then I can apply any time dimension. So I need quarter. So let me select quarter. I've got it quarterly. Now let's say the next requirement is, okay, I've got this report. I want to understand which items are contributing how much to my sales. So I can use this percentage of column. If I want to see ranking, I can implement ranking. So let's do percentage of column, and it could be column grand total or the subtotal. Now let's collapse this for now. So these are my different parties, and this is how my parties are contributing to my total sales. And then if I expand a particular party, this is how the items are contributing to that party's total sales. So you've got two levels. If I selected column grand total, it would have been a single level of reporting. So this item is actually contributing 32% to Meena Bazaar's sales. Now, once you've done this, I can save this as a layout. I can call it party item quarterly contribution. Right. Now I've saved this layout, and let's see the magic happen now. So I'm filtering this party item. Okay, I've not refreshed this. Let me just refresh this. And let's go to party item quarterly contribution. Let's select this layout and execute the report. I can change my filters, my time period, my companies, right? I'm combining data for 3 companies for this particular report. So if you see that report has come exactly in that format, and there's a lot of other stuff you can do. So you can apply certain rules, you can put in data bars, right? You can apply icons. So I'm not going into the actual configuration of those, but there are rules based on which you can configure what icon should be shown. So these rules can be configured here. So it's like a customized, kind of reporting engine. And after you've done what you need to do with regard to the customization, you can actually export it to Excel or, to any other format which you need. So these exports are also available in the software. And export is, again, what you are seeing on the screen, you will see exactly that same format on the Excel export. So this is, when I talk about customized reporting, this is one aspect of customization which we cover, right? The other aspect of customization, let's go back to our presentation. So have a look at this report. Now, there are obviously a lot of variants which you can do with this. But this is actually giving you for every party what was the days from the last sale date, what was the last sales amount, what is the current outstanding and credit limit. So you can actually track which customers have not been doing business with us. Now, this kind of report based on a custom format can also be developed. Now, let's say you want this report by salesperson, we can actually add that also. So if you ask me how, there are two ways of doing that. So let's see this with Tally. And again, this is compatible with Tally.ERP9 and Tally Prime. So if you see, I've got these additional fields created here, right? And I've got a field called salesperson, and I can bring this field onto a report. So I can have a region wise, route wise, channel wise, and these fields are only, for example, you can actually have any sort of field which you want and at any area of Tally. So we can create those fields and we can import that. The other option is that we've got this Tally Connector tool and we can actually upload additional fields, right? So we can upload additional data. And this, you get these Excel uploads, right? So like item mapping, we've got a lot of other uploaders which are there. So for specific purposes, we can actually create special Excel uploads and we can upload this data and this can be combined with Tally data. So let's look at an example of this kind of a report. So I've got a item sales target report. Now the target is actually coming in via an Excel upload, right? And the actuals are coming in from Tally. So this is an item-wise report. We can easily do a customer-wise or a salesperson-wise report as well. So this is, where data is coming in from Excel and we created a target versus actual report. Another example, let me show you a salesperson report. Right. So I've got this salesperson. If you remember, we were seeing in Tally, we've got this salesperson called Ashok Sinha. And we've got the salesperson wise report. Now, obviously, because it's drag and drop, you can see it salesperson wise, party wise, salesperson wise, party wise, item wise. You can even add the region, right? So all of those permutation combinations you can do. If you want region here instead of month, right? We can do that. So the possibilities are endless. All the work which you do manually in Excel can be automated. And like I showed you earlier, it is not that, these are the formats which are available. In case you've got any custom formats, so those can also be created within EasyReports. So there's a little bit of effort which needs to be done, but those can be created as well. So let's have a look, at another area of Tally, where the reporting needs a little bit of enhancement. So let me shut these reports. So what I'm talking about is the production area. Now, production in Tally, you have the feature of BOM and you've got the feature of manufacturing journals. But the reporting is only with respect to the movements, right? Now, here, if you see what we have done, and this was done for a number of clients where we've given this machine-wise, operator-wise, right, downtime analysis, production analysis, shift-wise analysis. Now, if you ask me how we've done it, again, through that same concept. So let's have a look at the manufacturing journal for this scenario. So if you see this additional data, this is all the fields. These are standard. So you've got the item which was produced, the items which were consumed, the quantities. Now we've created this custom screen where we are capturing certain additional data for the manufacturing, right? And these fields again will depend on the client requirement. It's not something which is fixed. So we are capturing certain data, and based on that, right, we've generated this report. Now, since you've already seen what the pivot can do, now you can create any sort of permutation combination around this particular report. So you can have complete reporting of your production. We can do BOM, standard versus actual. We can do, your production weekly, monthly, daily. So those kind of production reports. So instead of looking at it like this, so day wise, shift wise, what is my production? And I don't want to see my working hours and downtime. So I can do this and I can create it as a layout. Now I can put my date in the column. I can put my month in the column. So I get my daily, monthly, weekly, whatever way you want it. Those kind of things can be done. Now here I have filtered, right, for production. I can even put it as consumption, and let me put the movement type here. So I've got my consumption versus production. Now this you can view in various ways, right? So you can create your layout. We can create a custom layout as well. So the entire production area is something which we can work on. And on this, let me show you something interesting which we did for one of our customers. Now, one of the areas a business struggles with is with regard to the material planning. So one is, creating this dashboard about what has actually happened. So based on the data which we are showing you, this kind of dashboard can be there where we are getting the operator-wise production, the production details, etc. So all of that can be there. The other thing which we can do is we can, based on your bill of material, the item which is produced, right? We can have a way to put in what is the demand, which is through sales order or through an Excel upload, in case you work with forecast. So we can calculate what is the required production quantity and therefore what is the raw material requirement. So those kind of things can also be done, which is again a lot of labor goes into this kind of activity when we look at the production side. Then another area of where a lot of reporting is required is around the customer side. So customer side, I want to analyze the performance of a customer. So receipt after 60 days, 180 days, or the entire data. So let's have a look at this report. Again, let me select all the companies. Right. So if you see, it gives you my bill wise position, party wise, bill wise. Again, with the pivot, you can actually track, which fields you want. You can create your own layouts. So which bill has been paid in how many days, right? What is outstanding, number of payments. So against this bill, I've, probably because this is demo data, we've booked in more payments, right? But I can actually track the number of payments. What was my last receipt date? So this is giving me the past history. Now, another interesting way to look at your aging is to look at the variance of the aging, right? So we always look at aging as on a particular day, right? So it could be end of the month or on a day. Okay, I have a slight problem with this report, but let me tell you what outstanding variance does through a screenshot. So here what is happening is it's actually comparing two dates, the aging on two dates, and it's showing you a variance. So you can actually compare as to where your aging is getting better and where it's getting worse. So this is also something which is very important for a business to track. So this was again a request received from a particular customer, and then we have customized it and we've given it as part of our standard offering. So when I talk about these, pivot reports, you can have these kind of reports in place. Obviously, there is a lot of reports which are there, but given the time which we have, I can only cover that much. So let's move into some of the other reports. Now, here what you see is a spreadsheet report, and this is another typical requirement of a business where they want formatted reports around the balance sheet and P&L. but with the flexibility of making changes as they need. So for this, what we did was we actually created a spreadsheet module within EasyReports itself. And let's show you how it works. So this does not require Excel to be installed. In fact, I don't have Excel running on this machine. Okay, let's wait for a moment. Okay, sorry, I had not clicked on it. So we are running a financial statements report. And again, you know what businesses are doing is they are taking their trial balance from Tally and then doing a lot of work outside on Excel to generate the financial statements. And this activity has to be done repeatedly. So what we've done is we've kind of made this process much simpler with the spreadsheet module, right? And here what we do is we basically make it in such a way that the entire Excel working becomes automated. I think we are facing some speed issues. Let me just. Okay. So let me just sign out some of the users. Yeah. So here, if you see, you've got various reports which are there, right? And these reports are actually getting generated from the trial balance of Tally. So what we've got here in these sheets is the raw data coming in from Tally, and these sheets are non-modifiable. So if you see, it's showing you that the cell is protected. So you've got the ledger and you've got the mapping to the MIS heads. Now this mapping, we've got a standard mapping engine, plus you can change the mapping wherever needed. So in case you've got missing mapping, so you'll get it as part of this report. And then you can create top sheets like you would do in Excel by linking it through formulas. So here, if you see that I've got a combined balance sheet for 3 companies. Right? And here I've got my combined balance sheet. I can even have schedules. There is a way in which you can do schedules. And then you can do these type of top sheets as well. So it's just like working in Excel. And then this report can be saved as an Excel layout. So instead of having this entire Excel activity on a spreadsheet in somebody's system, this is part of EasyReports. Now, sometimes, for especially for service companies, they need cost allocations and all. So that entire logic can be built in and this sheet populated with the allocations and all done. So then you can have reports in your own format. So this spreadsheet module can be used for any kind of reporting, not just financial reporting, but we can create reports. And again, you can do this yourself. So a lot of clients, right, when they need to, let's say, change the format, they don't need to come to us. They can add a mapping and they can just insert a row and they can say, so this kind of thing you can actually do yourself, right? We train people on how to implement and how to use these kind of functions within EasyReports. So these spreadsheet reports, like I said, you can use it for sales, you can use it for purchase, any kind of analysis which you want. We also have something called fixed format reports. So these are like formatted reports which can be created. It takes a little bit of time to create these kind of reports because a lot of effort needs to go in terms of alignment, in terms of setting the fonts, the column widths. But in case there's a requirement for these kind of reports where you want a statement of accounts, completely formatted, fixed format balance sheet, right? So or any other report, so those can also be created within EasyReports. So all of this customization is possible. And lastly, let's have a look at a dashboard. So again, if you see, our dashboard has got multiple layouts. And let's just collapse the menu. So you've got an expense dashboard. And if you see, this is completely interactive. So I'm selecting the months. So let's say I only want to view it for 6 months. I've selected 6 months. The entire dashboard is filtered for those 6 months, right? Now, administrative expenses, if I want to drill down, I can drill down here. If I only want to see direct expenses, if I click this, if you see, all of it is filtered. Now, there are more detailed tabs available. So if I go into the detailed tab, I see detailed. Let's say I only want to see expenses from CA and Doshi and Company. So I get to see what expense, which time period it was booked, or BJ Bhandari papers. So, these are the expenses. And then you can see the transactions as well. So these kind of dashboards are also possible with EasyReports. Now, again, I'm just showing you one dashboard. There are so many possibilities, and in case you would like to see that, we can connect with you for a one-to-one demo. The dashboards have a drag and drop designer. So what I can do is I can actually create my own layout. So let's say I don't want to see this particular graph. I can delete this, right? I want to add another pie chart. I can add it. Right, and then I can configure the pie chart. Right, of course, there's a little bit of formatting and all you can do around this, but dashboards are also fully configurable, and then you can save it as a layout like we did for pivot. So these dashboards can also be created. Now the dashboards, what I was showing you is on the Windows app. You can also view these dashboards on the web app. So this web app is mobile friendly as well. So it automatically gets reoriented as per the mobile. So let's have a look at the same expense dashboard, how it looks on the web. If you see, it's exactly the same layout, right? With all the same functionality. If I click on, these 2 months, right, the data gets filtered for that month, right? I can have my drill down as well. So let me drill down on administrative expenses. I can expand the dashlet, right, to cover the full screen. So all of that functionality is available here. You've got the 3 tabs like I showed you in the Windows app. So you can view this dashboard on desktop, web, as well as mobile. Right. So this is the dashboard I was talking about. I'd like to show you one more feature, which is the report scheduler. So here I can define a schedule, right? I can say that for administrator, or let's say this particular report and this layout, schedule this, define a recurrence pattern. So if you wanted to go every Monday, right, you can do that. You can send out an email, so with a subject or an optional attachment, and you can select which users, or you can create more additional users to send out the email to. So this automatically gets sent out to various users as you've selected. So you can have like 10, 20, 50. Some of our customers even have 200 schedules. So these are, the different functionalities of EasyReports. So before we jump into question and answer, just a little bit about, the technology. It's built completely on the Microsoft platform. We are not just limited to Tally data. We can actually connect to other data sources also. We've got an in-memory analysis engine. So once we load the data, when you're doing this drag and drop, it's actually happening in memory. And like you've seen, it's a very easy to use, very intuitive user interface for the product. We've covered the different viewers. So we've got desktop, web, and mobile, and you can even use it on the tablet as well. As far as the syncing of the data from Tally, so we've got this Tally Connector application. You can actually define a schedule, or you can manually import. It's a single click. So as soon as I click on submit, it'll start importing, right? Or you can define a schedule to import the data. So I can add a schedule and I can select my time frequency. So typically for BI tools, we look at once a day, or you can do it multiple fixed times per day as per your requirement. So this in the background will keep on syncing the data with EasyReports. So this is, kind of an overview of how EasyReports can help you with your custom MIS and reporting. And let's see, I think we've got a few questions. So let's just have a look at what questions have come in. Okay. So the first question which we've got is, what database does EasyReports use? We actually use the SQL Express database. SQL Express is a free database, and the EasyReports configuration as well as the Tally data is stored in that database itself, right? So apart from SQL Express, we can also put in the Tally data in the MySQL database. So that is also a possibility. Okay. The next question is it a cloud software? So like I said, we can install it on a cloud server, but none of the data actually flows out of your premises. So it is installed on your cloud infra or on your PC or on your server. So technically you can use it on a cloud VM, but we don't have a cloud infra where the reports are running. So none of the data actually flows to us. Question is, do I have to manually import data every time? No. So like I said, we can schedule the data imports. Another question is, can we have the financials generated in multiple currencies? Yes, we've done that kind of work. So we have done work where, let's say, one entity is in India, another entity in Singapore, one entity is in Hong Kong. And then we've taken that data and we presented it in INR or USD. So those kind of implementations are possible. Okay, another question is it possible to integrate data into Tally Prime through EasyReports, not just importing into MS SQL database tables, but data should get imported and visible on the front end of Tally Prime. So that is basically a reverse flow where we are pushing in data into Tally. So for that, EasyReports as a product is a reporting product. We do not modify any data in Tally. We just read and we show the reports. But in case there are use cases which you want to push data into Tally, we've done that work for our customers, and we can do that as an specific offering. Then another question is, can I get reports in PDF? The answer is yes. We can export reports in Excel, Word, PDF. Typically, people use Excel or PDF format. Another question is, can we use other databases except SQL Server? Yes, we can. So we've got compatibility with MySQL as well. So we recommend SQL Express, but we can work with MySQL also. One more question which comes in is, can I connect with SAP or Navision databases? The answer is yes. So SAP, we work with B1 customers mostly, and SAP B1 runs on either SQL Server or SAP HANA. We support both of them. For Navision, it's SQL. So we've got SQL and we've got a number of implementations with those clients. The question is, how much time does it take to import data? So the import actually runs as a sync process. So first time it will take a little bit of time, but subsequently you only import the additional data which has been created. So therefore the imports run very, very fast. Okay, another question is, we would like to do budget reports. So budget reports, there are two ways in which you can do budget reports. Budget reports can be done either with the Tally budgets. So Tally has a budgeting module, or else what we can do is we can even do it with Excel uploads of the budget figures. So both the approaches we've done with customers. Okay, somebody saying that I'm not sharing my screen. Actually, since I'm only doing Q&A, so I'm not sharing my screen. But in case there's something I need to show, I will definitely share my screen. Okay. So another question is, I have third party and will import data into MS SQL database tables. Can I produce MIS reports specific to that third party app, not linked with Tally? Yes, you can. And let me actually now share the screen and show it to you. So in EasyReports, we've got this data modeling tab, and I can define my data sources. So if you see, I've got a number of data sources here, right? And these can be all different apps. So like Fin Reporter is an app, right? I can have this, and then I can define my data models. So Fin Reporter, balance sheet 2-column, I can have these SQL queries written for that particular app. And based on that, so once I build my data models, I can add reports for that particular data model. So I hope that answers your question. Right. I don't think we've got any further questions. We've got a short poll, right? So my colleague will just set that up for you. So before you leave, our request is to, answer those questions in the polls, please. So it'll help us to improve our product and, improve the webinars which we have in the future. Okay, we've got one more question. Can I get reports on my own email? Yes, you can. You can use your own email account to send the reports, and using the report scheduler, you can actually get the emails in your own email as well. Another question is, what cost to use it? Now, costing depends on a number of parameters. To the how many users, what is the customization which you need, what is the implementation effort. So it is not like 100% just deploy and forget kind of tool. But our basic plan starts at 2,000 rupees per month, and you can connect with us, and we can understand your requirements and give you a more exact estimate. Okay, so my contact details, you can connect with us at contact@easyreports.in. So let me just type that out on the screen for you. So it's so you can mail us at this, or you can visit our website, and on our website, so that is www.easyreports.in. You can even fill out a form, and our team will be in touch with you. So if you just go to easyreports.in, right, you will find links for contact us. You just have to fill out your name and contact number, and we'll get in touch with you either way. So we've got one more comment. We are your existing customer. So thank you so much for joining in. And I hope this session was informative for you. So we look forward to interacting with you, sir. In case from this session, if you identified any opportunities where we can help you to improve your reporting, I would love to connect with you and help you. Okay, I think we are approaching the end of our time limit for this webinar. So again, a request for you to fill up the polls, and in case you've got any last minute questions. Okay, I guess we don't have any further questions from anyone. So on behalf of the entire Easy Reports team, I thank you for joining this webinar, and I look forward to interacting with you in the future and helping you with your reporting needs. Thank you once again, and goodbye.